law.
Thank you very much, Medic, and thanks to you, Perks, for joining me after the victory. I'm going to ask anyway, is there any surprise in going 2-0 on your first week in the LEC when you come back as MSI champions?
Well, I would not expect anything less because, yeah, we won MSI, and I just feel overall we are playing really well together, even in scrims. Like, we are playing way better than last split. We are not trolling, and we are not like, I feel like we are just more structured and more disciplined in game. So I think we are doing really well, and I think Origin was a really big challenge for us today. So I definitely look forward to facing more strong opponents in the Europe.
I really agree with you, because looking at this, it looks like it was the most challenging game you guys had in a while, maybe since SKT, I don't know. So what were you expecting from Origin coming in today?
Well, I think Origin is the only team that can match us in the top set department. Well, VODS too, you know, but like their top and mid are probably like the second best in the league, right? So that's what makes them the most, the hardest opponent for us, let's say, because they actually have like the champion pool and just overall game strength to match us. And yeah, I think they play well as a team. They have good macro. They're just a strong opponent, right? So it's gonna be the small things that makes or break the game versus Origin.
You said it was challenging. What was challenging in-game playing against Origin?
Well, I'm not really sure what was challenging exactly, because I just felt they were playing a good macro game, like good pressure game. We were doing it too. And I mean, the biggest challenge is always yourself, right? How do you play yourself, or how do you, for us at least, like how do you play as a team, you know? And I feel like we made some mistakes which we shouldn't do, you know? Like some small mechanical mistakes, you know, and stuff like that. So definitely we could play better, but they could too, you know, so it's hard to say.
I'm interested now, what would you say are Perks' mistakes right now and weaknesses?
My weaknesses?
Your weaknesses, yeah, if you have some.
Well, I don't really know if I have any like particular weaknesses. Yeah, it might sound arrogant, but I feel like I'm pretty good in general on like a lot of champions that are meta, and yeah, I mean, maybe I guess, yeah, I don't know. My strengths also, I don't really know. I think I just play how I play, and I try to get better at it every day. So I try to like maximize my input in game and my overall like how much I can play to my limits. So I guess that's my biggest strength and my biggest weakness in the same time. Yeah.
Bold statement, but I think it's very well deserved, because when you think about it, 4 months after switching roles, you were able to challenge the world-class player, the best players as ADC in the world. So what is your take on that? Did you expect that a few months ago, coming into the LEC with AD carry shoes?
Yeah, I expected it. I mean, I would not go for this if I didn't expect it, because if I thought I was going to be mediocre to bad at AD, or at bottom in general, right? Because I can pull a lot of picks that other players can't, and I will not do it. I just thought I would have like insane advantage over everyone else there, because I think that my team is very good, and I know how to play the game, like from just getting ahead. Like I know how to get ahead. It doesn't matter if I'm playing bot, mid, top. Like it doesn't matter what role. I just know how to get ahead. So I thought I could transition that knowledge into bot lane as well and keep up good performances there.
I was just told that you won player of the game this match. Were you expecting that? And what is your take on this?
I mean, I don't really get players of the games often when I have Wunder and Jankos and Caps on my team. Like, I think Mickey gets robbed as well a lot. So it feels nice to get a player of the game. That means that my top set was inting a bit though, because usually if top set is playing really well, then they will get player of the game. So, I mean, I'm happy with it, right, you know, but I don't expect many of them, so it's fine.
Well, congrats on this one. We're going to have to give it to Shock soon, but I have one last question. How do you feel going in the LEC knowing that out there you have 9 teams just waiting to take you down?
Well, it's kind of hype, because we kind of said to each other that we want to go for 8-0. So we don't want to like run it down and int in draft and stuff like we did last split when we're like 9-0. We like picked champions we have never played, like Cassiopeia mid and Siri bot and stuff. So we didn't like practice these champs, not one game, and we just picked it. So we don't want to do that again. So we want to take every game serious and then see, because everyone now that I said this, now everyone wants to beat us even more. So now we actually have like a challenge in our hands, you know? So yeah, our goal is to go 8-0.
Well, nice challenge, and we'll see about this at the end of the split. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Perks,
for the
joining me. And to wrap up the day and this week, we're gonna send it to Shox for post-game lobby. Take it away.
Well, thank you very much, Laure, and welcome everyone to the post-game lobby where I am joined by Caps and by Jankos. Welcome, congratulations. 2-0 week from your side. How expected was it that you would walk away with the 2-0, Jankos?
Well, I mean, we didn't really expect it, but we kind of did. So we know we are a good team, but we didn't have much practice going to week 1. You know, right after MSI, we took vacation. Because we had to rest before the summer split, and then I think we played like 2 or 3 days of scrims. So I think we didn't even learn the patch that well. So hopefully for next week we can show a better performance.
I don't think anyone will blame you that you took a couple of days off. Tell me about this game. Were you surprised at the fact that OG was so active, or as active as you guys, and that it was such a bloody game, Caps?
I mean, I don't know if I was surprised. I didn't really have much expectations for coming into the game. Because I obviously didn't know much about OG. We didn't scrim them. We haven't seen them play for so long. So we just kind of focused on our own game. And as Jankos mentioned, like we didn't really get to practice much. So we were kind of just trying to play a bit of what was like meta at MSI and kind of to go with some of the more comfort things.
Yeah, I think in general, doing what was meta at MSI still goes pretty much, right? Because you're still trying to get those early game advantages. Jankos, how did you experience the game?
Well, that's pretty good by Patrick.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this game we misplayed more things than we did yesterday. I felt like we could have had the game, like we had the game in our hands because our bot lane was winning really hard. And, you know, I died like 2v2 mid because I kind of greeded on my flash there to kill Jarvan. So I felt like those kind of misplays where we either overchased or someone was like a bit too greedy or we were like maybe too comfortable did bite us. And that's why the game was not as clean. And that's why OG also had a chance to come back. Because I feel like our early game is actually stronger, you know? So we shouldn't trade kills, we should just get kills.
Well, still some props, I think, for Patrick. As you said, he put up a great performance, and in the end, you guys did win. Do you think OG is going to be your biggest competitor going forward, or is it hard to say at this point?
I mean, it's hard to say, right? I think OG Fnatic are both, I mean, they were the strongest teams last split. So I definitely think those will be like the teams to watch. But as I said, I'm kind of like maybe disappointed in a way as well, because I think if OG don't beat us today, then I don't really know when they will beat us.
Because you feel like you weren't your best self?
I mean, honestly, I think I was playing really horrible. And I also know that we didn't play like that good as a team as well. I think if we had this kind of like, we had really good early game and we had a really good draft, I think. So I think if we had this kind of game at any like, basically at MSI or in Summer Split, I think we would just win it pretty clean and it would be a really fast game as well.
Well, this is a big point of contention because some people are wondering if G2 now comes back and just you crush everyone even when you're a bit out of practice, is that going to be a problem in terms that you can't really find anything to improve on? How do you guys look upon that?
I mean, I don't think so, because I think even when we were winning last split, we had a lot of things we could improve on. And we just realized that international competition is obviously like one step above, right? There's so many great teams in the world. So even if we are doing good against a team, there's always things you can work on and always like small things that you do wrong.
Yeah, because you still feel challenged coming back to EU and playing after you played the best in the world?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always really exciting to play on stage, especially if, you know, we had a 2 or 3 weeks break and we have to play against European teams again. And I was kind of excited to see how they would perform, how hard it would be to play against them. And, you know, it doesn't really matter that we went 2-0 this week. I think we still have to go like 2-0 next week, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you've now all said it. You want to go for the 18-0, so how likely is it?
I mean, I think if we can improve our performance for like since this week, I think we can like for sure do it. But it's really hard because, I mean, not only teams can cheese us, but also I feel like Europe can improve a lot, you know. And teams like OG and Fnatic are already looking like pretty strong. So if they can watch other regions and watch us and like overall improve their play, I do believe that we will be challenged.
Yeah, you just know that you're going to get beaten by Rogue in the last game of this split. No
That's
offense to
good.
Rogue. If anything, it's some credit to them. We talked yesterday with our guests a lot about the level of Europe and what we may expect from Worlds. Now, it's super early and it's hard to say, but there is the question of, with G2 now winning, does that mean everyone else is also going to be super strong? What are kind of your ideas about that? I hear you mentioning Origin and Fnatic a lot. How do you think they would match up internationally?
I mean, I think they would be pretty good. At least if like depends what you think of good, right?
Yeah.
But I think compared to NA teams, they would probably stack up pretty well, and also Korean teams for that matter. And other teams, I just think like the Chinese teams are really insane. And at least me looking at them, they're probably the biggest compared to that. And not just IG, but all the Chinese teams look really strong. So I think those are like the main threat. But other than that, I'm pretty confident that a lot of EU teams can perform really well against all the other regions.
Yeah, in terms of LCS, I saw you like facepalm when you mentioned it, but Rift Rivals is coming up as well. So what are we thinking about that?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be pretty exciting to play against NA again. I mean, we'll have Origin and Fnatic joining us, so I think we can probably win every game. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, wow, big words. Win every single game. Yeah, we'll see if that happens. Let's take a look at the standings. You guys are in first place. Not surprising to many, I would say. So let's take a look at the other things. Fnatic is also undefeated. I don't know how many of the games you have caught, but was there anything that was surprising to you guys out of the first weekend?
Well, I really like that Fnatic went back to the playstyle where Broxa is actually running around the whole map and not only like kind of around bot lane. And I feel like Nemesis is way more comfortable on stage, and that leads them to have advantage in the early game, you know, with Broxa like Lee Sin Elise and then playing around Nemesis Beepo a little bit. So, I mean, so far they've been looking pretty good, you know. I don't know how they'll match up against the other teams, but I will be excited to face them.
Okay, Caps, anything that got your attention from the other teams?
Yeah, I mean, not really anything in particular. I think a lot of it is maybe like as we would maybe have thought. I mean, obviously it's week one, and there's so few games that it's really like unrealistic that the standings will end like this. But just like looking at the individual games, I was not like super surprised about any game. And sure, Fnatic did really well, and that's why I think Fnatic OG are like our main competitors.
Okay. Vitality is a bit shocking to many people. The fact that, you know, they had that high up at Worlds, and since then they haven't seemed to improved a lot or have changed a lot. What do you guys think about Vitality?
You can go. You can go.
Okay. I mean, I think Vitality, obviously, as they had Fnatic the first game, which is like a pretty hard game, so I'm not like too surprised that they would lose that. And then today they played against Splice, I think.
Yes, they did.
Splice, and I think that draft was like not the best. So I think they're maybe just uncomfortable right now. But I still think that they can turn around. I mean, I don't know if they will be like a contender for the split, but I definitely think that they will make playoffs at least.
Final question. Oh, did you want to jump in?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just don't think they improved much since Worlds, and I think they have like very similar playstyle all the time, playing aggressive. But I don't know if they have like communication issues or what is happening in the comms, but sometimes it really seems like it's off, you know, where Mowgli is invading and then no one is like really supporting him, and then he has to like flash away or gets chunked or gets like caught, or maybe they are fighting 2v5. It's really weird how they like approach the game, and I feel like it was happening before, but before with their aggressive playstyle, they could get leads early, but right now they are not even getting those leads, so there's nothing to throw. They're just kind of like losing.
Okay, yeah, we'll see how that evolves. Finally, Misfits, the super team that didn't deliver in spring. How far do you think they'll get in summer?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a bit up in the air, right? As I said, it's like coming into the split, we can only see what we saw last split. And sure, these 2 days, maybe you can take something away, but not really that much either. So, I'm sure Misfits can make playoffs. Are they going to be a contender for the split? I don't think so, but I mean, for sure, they can also improve and suddenly become one, right? So, it's a bit up in the air, I think.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I know I'm putting you guys on the spot. It's incredibly difficult to say anything about how the teams are going to evolve. Let me ask you about you guys, because I saw yesterday that Wonder and Perks were wearing the Versace gowns. Did you guys not get one? Did you not want to wear it? Like, what was up?
I mean, I think we just like don't have the money, you know.
we are poor people. We can't afford that.
What you're saying is people should go to
G2 esports.com shop. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, yeah, called out. There's only 2 gowns to give out. No, cool. Did you guys enjoy all the stuff you did after MSI, like the shoot and the restaurant and the shoot, in the suits rather, and the gowns? Are you having fun with that at least?
It was a really long day. I mean, it was short, a nice video, but it was a really long day.
You'd rather practice?
Yeah, probably just playing some solo queue. I mean, I don't mind doing content. I actually like doing content because that's for our fans. So I hope they enjoyed it. And I think the video was like super sick, you know, and we looked really good. And, you know, Caps in a suit. So that's something that people would not expect to see. But at the same time, it was a long day.
I think it was the first time I didn't wear sweatpants since I became a pro player. So got to wear something else for a day.
Did you like it?
Well, I wouldn't wear it normally just because it's like not. I didn't feel that practical. But it looked good. People
It
said
looked good.
so.
Yeah, it was a cool experiment. Thank you guys for that. Now, as we close out week 1, let's also get another look at the best moments from the Rift in our Alienware big plays. First up, yesterday, G2 solo laners decided to take on the whole Splice team by themselves, winning the final team fight. Who's better, Caps and Wonder, or Rookie and the Shy?
Cap steals away a Realm Warp. Now, will that be used stylishly? Realm Warp starts to channel underneath the fountain. Oh, Perks and Caps go all the way in. All for one and one for all. Splice get themselves 2 kills. Make that a 3rd. As G2 Esports are now being run down. Caps is running for his life. Electro Harpoon's burning him down.
He's turning around. Caps going back in.
Oh, my word! With the help of Wonder, the solo laners from G2 Esports do not care and turn it back around on Splice.
Okay, Rashel, we can Rashel.
Go in the base, no?
No, getting, he's getting.
Okay.
The guy's got. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You guys are really running
Get out.
Okay.
I snared him, it's fine.
You guys are really running it.
It's fine, we can turn this, Ready? Okay. Well, you didn't say anything, but...
Ready? He was ready. Oh, the Shy and Rookie. It's for your highlights, guys. It's for your highlights.
Yeah.
It's just for your highlights. It was worth. Now we can end, maybe.
Yeah, I can reach ult.
Jankos, you like face palms. You were like, what are they doing? What was going on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy we had fun, but at least we could like take down the turrets first and then dive the fountain or something. But
yeah,
I mean,
that
the
would be
ult just
nice.
went through and then I died to tower and then everyone just like kind of died. And then they 2v4, 2v5. So it was yeah, pretty funny, I guess.
Yeah, it was good, but you turned it around, so all good in that front. Then next up, despite being 10k gold behind against Misfits, Rogue somehow managed to win a fight as Prophet made his entrance by rolling out the red carpet.
It's Hans Sama. It's this bottom lane, the attention that they were given, and what they've been able to do with it is they just instantly smashed through that tower and are now looking to grab an inhib as well.
It's the fact that Misfits didn't take a step back, but here's a step
Equalizer.
forward.
Big fat rumble flank coming in for Prophet. Buys a bit of time as well. So much damage goes in. Kaisa moving in as well. Misfits have overstayed their welcome. Prophet with a beautiful TP. The follow-up is huge for the side of Rogue. Bevan can try to step into this fight, but there are still 4 members alive and well. Rogue needed a miracle to hold on in this game, and they found it.
We should look Lucian. Now to no ult.
I'm really low.
They are really low.
Yeah.
They're really low. Nice.
Jarvan,
no flash. Nice. Okay, it's really good.
Get back.
Yeah.
It's so good, guys. Like really good.
I mean, yeah, it was really good. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Jankos, what do you make of... there's a lot of familiar faces for you in that Rogue roster. How good do you think you're going to do?
Well, I hope they'll do better than they are right now because I felt like Vander and Ulite were like struggling a little bit on the bot lane, especially against Misfits. And I feel like, you know, Inspired was playing really well and he's the rookie. So I think if Vander and Ulite as like the experienced players can improve their performance a little bit, even though today they played way better than they did yesterday and Vander had like a crazy play on Rakan where they just won the game of that. So I think if they can improve their bot lane performance a little bit or like make it like it was today, I think the team can be fight for playoffs, yeah. I don't think they'll win, but fight for playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see. Caps, there's a lot of talk about Larson. Is he the new best EU mid? I mean, you've played against him probably in scrims and solo queue. What do you think?
Well, again, it's hard to say. I haven't really seen that much of him. I mean, I didn't really watch too much of EU Masters and stuff like this, but for sure we played against in solo queue, but it's also not really the best indicator of skill. But I'm sure, like all the other rookies we have in EU, they just need some time to actually get comfortable on stage, and then they can actually show us how good they actually are.
Yeah, I feel we need like... I'll talk to you guys again in 4 weeks, and then you'll be able to give me all the spicy opinions on all the teams and all the players. Last up, another player who made a grand entrance was Hillesang against Misfits. Hansama had no idea what hit him, as Fnatic support became their hero yet again.
And they want to get that vision control. They do not know Hillesang is here. was on a control ward. Binding's gonna land, but here comes Hylissang straight onto the back line, and Whippo there with the follow-up, the CC chain, Unsummer down, and Fnatic struck from silence, from invisibility. They found the fight, and now with the Realm Warp, they're gonna push forward. Gorilla and Maxwell running away from Whippo, who is still on the chase. A great light Binding will stop them.
Just remember, this is worth it.
I wanna go.
I got bombed, that's fine.
Go.
I'm still on Timbers, Timbers dead.
Wait. Scoring no flash ult. How much you blocks down?
I'm taking it.
I'm coming, Jax.
I can't find Nash. Go Nash. Yeah, they can't contest.
Good stuff. It was impressive. Did you catch that? It was really nice from Hylissang.
Yeah.
Didn't watch it?
No, I mean,
we were sitting behind.
Yeah, okay. Well, it was nice. Anyway, let's check out the games we've got coming up next Friday and see who G2 is playing as well. We got Misfits XL, Rogue Vitality, and G2 SK Gaming. So you're afraid of Selfmade?
No, not necessarily. Then I don't think he... I mean, I think he's good, right? But I don't think he's anything special compared to any other EU jungler. I think that overall, EU junglers are like kind of decent, and I would put him above all like the rest, but I would still not say that he's insane, you know?
Do you think he can grow into, like...
Yeah, I mean, I think he can play, like, improve his map game, and I think he's playing probably the best from his team, so it's hard to say what he has to improve on when he's not the one running it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think SK is overall can get better, yeah. And I think the performance he had today and yesterday was not very great, because normally he's like carrying the team, and today he was put on tanks and he was, you know, not really carrying the team, but maybe that will change next week. Hopefully not against us. Hopefully.
We'll see. SK did pick up a win today, so we'll see how that goes. Can I get a quick prediction for our match of the week? Fnatic versus Origin, Caps?
I will just go with Fnatic, I think. I mean,
For your old team?
Yeah, I mean, I will not really be able to say anything again, but I just think Fnatic is the better of the two. I think a big reason that OG actually beat Fnatic last time was also because of like the whole Zoneteric thing. And even though it's still like kind of meta, and I mean we banned it today, I think they have maybe figured out more about the Zoneteric. So I think if that is removed, then they will probably take the game.
Okay, Jankos?
Honestly, I mean, I would say Fnatic because of how well they play early games, and I feel like if Origin doesn't win early game, I don't feel like they would... I mean, I think they are good on the map, but I think they're like heavily reliant on what they plan before the game. And if something doesn't go their way, they will probably struggle. And I feel like with how Fnatic is playing right now, they can play like make them struggle in the early game and then take the win.
Okay, we'll see. That's a fantastically hype matchup. That is for next week, of course, here in the LEC. But week 2 of the LCS is also starting soon with Cloud9 versus Echo Fox. And after the last game over there, you can watch all of today's action from the LEC in our rebroadcast. So we're going to hand it over to our colleagues in North America. I do want to thank you guys once again for joining me for PGL. We'll see you next week. And that was all from us here in week 1. Thank you very much. We'll be back next Friday for more battles in the LEC. See you then.
Yeah.
Van is looking for the engage, he gets the knockup, that's technically 3, but here comes Larson with the help of Warlight. Expect is running for his life.
And also, Special's ult is back up again.
There we go, it is available. Prophet's gonna go all the way forward. He's got himself a stone to Yarden. Yarden gets caught up once again by Vander. First and only ever recorded death for Upset. Here comes Selfmade, that's a fantastic prison. That's a fantastic true shot barrage. Oh, Schalke are routed and wrecked. SK has stood tall, but there's a hijack. Stolen Realm Warp, and SK Gaming due to Schalke. What's been done to them? They are winning fight after fight thanks to Realm Warp.
And Yumi realizes there's nothing I can really do in this situation. Meanwhile, in the mid lane.
Yeah, Humanoid on the chase here. Jizuke dodges back. Humanoid can do exactly that.
And now they're in this position where they're defending this final tower.
Jizuke does it once again, jumps into his demise. Yumi trying to get away, but Jack Troll won't live to see another day. Vitality chase back into their base. The fight's going to start. Soaz has the prime position here. Forbidden on the Inferno Drake, splashing onto Whippo. Dragon taken by Misfits, but the fight continues. Misfits look like they're in the ascendancy here. Hylissang falls low. 2 kills already. Unsummer gets gets the double, and the chase continues.
I got a stun. I'm one-shotting Lux. Lux is dead. Lux is dead. I got
Sivir.
I'm coming for Sivir.
I'm following you on silence.
Okay, right, dude. Come to me. Go. Right, dude. I stunned her. She's dead. Got her. Nice, guys. Go intro. Okay, you might die.
Yeah, I got Kena, but nailed up.
I'm joining. We win this when I join. We win this.
Oh, look at Petkovic! Another kill on the fountain, and G2 are playing with their food. Nuke Duck exhausted, Origin defeated.